Morning, my peeps. It's been a really long time since I've done a video, so I thought this morning, it's early, it's Sunday morning, it's about 7:30, nice and quiet, that I would take everybody on a tour just to show what we've done and kind of how the property is changing right now. It's really amazing as we get into spring. And yeah, there's lots of new light, or new life, sorry. I'm still half asleep, which I shouldn't be. I've been up for 2 hours, but anyway. So I'm going to go on a little tour. I'll show kind of what's going on. Then after that, I'm going to go foraging for morels. It's still probably too cold to find any, but it is getting warmer and I don't want to miss the season. I missed most of the season last year, so I don't want to miss it this year. So kind of the morning routine is visit the garden and forage. So let's go. So here's the back. There's not that much exciting happening here, but I really am loving this kind of new use of this parking pad that we have back here, that we have our patio furniture, and it's really nice, especially as it's still mild. We have cushions that we put on that love seat. We just take them in at night. But I want to show everybody one of the many gifts of this property from whoever lived here before and loved it are peonies, which come up absolutely everywhere. So this is just one location. Were always my favorite flowers, and I could never get them to grow at the other house. And here, well, they came pre-installed. So there's not only all of these, but there are hundreds, I mean hundreds, up lining the front of the property. And here, my creeping Jenny's coming back. You can see the tulips back there. The oregano's coming back, but I'm going to have to replant the thyme. And up here by the little ladder, see, these are bleeding hearts that have been coming back pretty reliably for the past few years. Go back. Daffodils. Oh my God, I love spring so much. I'm a real fall person, but spring, there's just no comparison. Life kind of jumping up everywhere. So one of the things that we did the last couple weeks is we put in these little peach trees. Oh, look how pretty they are. And a few nights ago, we had, like for a couple nights in a row, we had temperatures down into the 20s, and I was sure that these little peach trees were not going to be able to handle it. But they did, and they didn't drop their flowers. Now, probably most of you guys know that when you first put in a peach tree, or any kind of fruit tree, you can let them flower like this, but then you have to pluck off any new fruit because you want them to concentrate on root growth. So all these pretty flowers, as soon as they're done, will be pinching off, so that we will not have fruit this year. We probably could, but then that is, the price you pay for that is root growth. You can see that really pretty star magnolia right there. Little hydrangea coming to life, and all the daffodils. So I'll try not to walk right into the sun here, but I do want to show you what Blair did with the pumpkin patch. It's something that we talked about because we had to kind of reestablish this patch. It was so much clay underneath. Get my back to the sun here. So what we did is we put in these fire rings, or Blair did this yesterday, and then loaded a whole bunch of dirt. We have tons of organic matter underneath, which is mostly the straw that we soaked last year in blood meal, and then we topped it with compost. So when it's time to put in the pumpkins, they have a place to live. The middle one, you can see there's 5 rings. The middle one I'm going to plant with completely with sunflowers. So we have some work to do on this one, but it's really coming along. The other thing I want to show you are the trees that we put in. So we had this area right up here cleared out just recently. It's not a huge area, but we needed to beat back the wild lilacs, which are so invasive. But we put in this right here. It's a bare root, and one right up there. These are both Rainier cherries, and they're dwarf Rainier cherries. And then right here is the plum tree, and there's another one right there. That's from last year. So we may get some fruit this year because these are now a few years old. And then right back here, edging up next to the woods, are the blackberries. And I know my Northwest family will agree with me that you pretty much can't kill blackberries. So I edge them up, or we put them so that they're going to edge up next to the woods here. But they're going to be fine. Blackberries do not care where you put them. Then I'm pretty sure my pomegranate is dead. It was supposed to be cold hardy. It was a special variety, but no, that is looking like a bunch of sticks to me. But the fig looks okay. Fig's gonna come back on. So I think it's gonna be fine. Okay, let's go down to the garden. Happiest place on earth. More daffodils right here. This is one of my morel places, the place that I found morels last year, so I'm looking forward to kind of checking this out on a daily basis now. So new stuff. Blair created 2 more planters. There's the gate, and there's a long planter on that side and one on that side. And yesterday I planted them. So we're gonna have zinnias, and then on the end of each I put a rhubarb plant. I had all these little rhubarb seedlings, and so I went ahead and put them in. Just I gotta have some place to put them. I can't get rid of healthy seedlings, so same thing over here. We'll have sweet peas in that one, and my clematis from last year is coming back. So I have several, which is great because I love them so much. Okay, let's go in here. So yesterday was all about putting some things down and really kind of dealing with some problems with some of our soil. So we're both learning a lot about how you build up soil. And in some of the beds, not so much where we grow food, but where we typically put ornamental flowers and maybe seasonal greens, they're just kind of bad. The soil was just kind of bad. So we're going to be building up soil quite a bit this year. So what's on the end here is lavender. I also put down some pansies, and there's some calendula coming back from last year, but the soil is not looking great. So I'm hoping that we can amend it so that some of these perennials will come back. Okay, some of the other things that we did yesterday, I put some leeks in that I had started. So I don't know if you can see them. They have these little leeks. These are the French shallots. We have the chives, some green onions in this little patch right here. They haven't come up yet. Oh, yeah, maybe they are. They're starting to come up. The asparagus patch. And down here is green garlic. So this we planted yesterday. You can see from the straw all the way to the end of the row are potatoes, 3 different kinds of potatoes. We had Yukon Gold, Nordland Red, and Red Thumb, which is like a little fingerling potato. And I'm going to plant the end of this probably with cabbage because the dirt is really good. We've amended it, and I can't get cabbage going in any of my usual spots because the soil is kind of not doing great. You see the raspberries really coming back to life, and all 4 varieties. So we have 2 varieties of red and 1 of yellow and black. This is only their 2nd year here, and they're really starting to flower out, or to leaf out quite a bit. Over here are the onions, Walla Wallas, the Elsa Craig, yellow of Parma, and red Weathersfield, all looking really good. I mean, they're looking so much better Now that they've had a little bit of warm weather. Should get some rain later this week. It's really going to help them. This is the butterfly garden Blair made. I have a bunch of milkweed started indoors that as soon as we have consistently warm temperatures I'll be able to put out. But one thing I did put out here is this little dill plant, because there are some species of butterflies that absolutely love dill and they need it. So I thought, why not? We like dill too. So let me go this way so that I have my back to the sun. None of these planters you're looking at here have been planted yet. These are going to be mostly peppers and some beans on the arbors. I know there's road noise. This is a spontaneous video, so I didn't bring my mic with me. Sorry about that. So the tomato rows here and here, still getting the soil prepped and ready, but I have just some space here. I planted radishes, which are coming up. I'm happy to see that. Turnips, rutabagas, you can barely see, but they are coming up. And then beets. Oh, beets. I can't believe after all these years gardening, I still have a white whale, and it is beets. So I did start some indoors, and I moved them out yesterday because I've heard from experts that you can start beets indoors and they will transplant, but they're hard to transplant. They put down a really deep taproot, so it's very difficult to transplant them. Walk down here. I'm going to show you the garlic. Yeah, we never have a problem with garlic. It's a really good garlic year too. So then this is the northernmost bed, the long bed. And this one is, I've shown this all to you before, but this on this side is the bean trellis, and on this side is the pea trellis. Just letting that car go by. It's a very wide bed, so right down the middle we planted elephant garlic. And then over here we have our peas. It's a whole row. So it's about, I don't know, 24 feet of peas. And they're coming up. Then over here, the greens. So you're looking at mustard arugula, so arugula's on the end right down here. This is mustard, and in the middle is butter crunch lettuce. I have some kale, but little bastard chipmunks keep on digging them up. They don't eat them, they just dig them up because they like to dig in dirt like a bunch of spazzes. Anyway, so my mustard and arugula and butter crunch, we're gonna be fine. Nothing is gonna get to those. I don't know if we're gonna get, what else we're gonna get here. This will be the carrot bed. Just isn't yet. And then this is the easternmost bed. And some of the stuff in here hasn't quite come out of winter yet, but this is all creeping Jenny. And then this is a blueberry plant. Another one has started to break, so it's coming out of dormancy. Got a couple of more blueberry plants up here. This looks kind of horrible, but I see green down here, so I'm feeling good about it. I think that both of our lingonberry bushes, though, are not coming back. One, I can't see even a crown. It's right down here. And then this one just doesn't look good. So lingonberries might just be one of those things you can't grow here. And then the thyme's coming back like crazy. And the irises growing. Then these boxes, or these beds were some of the first that Blair built after we bought the house, or after he got back from his deployment. So this is an amazing thing to me because I did not know it, but this is lovage that we planted last year, really didn't get much from it, but damned if it's not coming back, and I had no idea it could be a perennial here, so that's really cool. Sage, that is a perennial here. I put down a couple more. And this, weirdly enough, is fennel, which I also did not know could be a perennial here. I haven't planted this yet, but it will be rosemary. I've got a whole bunch of seedlings. This is rhubarb. So because these plants get so big, I'm reserving this entire bed for rhubarb. And then strawberries. We have one other strawberry patch that I did not show you. And then yesterday I put down chamomile. This will spread. I grew it last year and it will spread. But this side of the bed, I've got some cabbages growing, and this is where the soil is just not good, so I don't know how well they will do. They're doing okay right now, but I have lost several already. And I don't know if that's the cold temperatures or just the bad soil. So I don't know. Might be a combination. So I don't have high hopes for this, but we have enough space. I can always make something work. So there you have it, everybody. That's your quick morning tour. I hope to do more of these as things start to grow in the garden, but right now I'm going to go forage. Love everybody. See you soon.